Okay, so here's the thing. Usually the first class, the first two classes, is really more of a conversation, of introduction, of a review. So I'll just play a little bit of catch up between today and Monday, which is our next meeting. So again, I'm going to skip a few things that I had planned to do, but I'll do them over time as we go along through the course. I want to start. There are certain things that I don't want to skip. So I want to start with what I call our class commitments. By the way, my name is Edson Oliveira, and I've been teaching since 2010, and since last year here at Centennial. I have done a few times this particular course, 229. It's a very intensive course. It's a very content-heavy course. But I have a lot of interesting plans for us to do together to get through this course, okay? So just want to start with what I call the class commitments. It's just a way that we can be on the same page about assessments, about expectations, and about what you expect from me as well. Some of those things that I'll be mentioning here, they are negotiable. Some of the things are non-negotiable, okay? So I'm going to start with the non-negotiables. The first one is respect. Again, let's respect each other's opinions. We come from all different backgrounds here, so you can disagree with different opinions, but let's not take things personally. Let's not make things personal. Let's make things about opinions, about points of view. Okay, so again, respect above all amongst yourselves, with me as well, and me from you as well. About grades, I know that nobody cares about grades. Of course, we care about grades. Let's go through a few points. By the way, this is being recorded. Actually, every class is recorded. It does mean that you don't have to come to class, okay? But it's recorded and it will be made available within a day or so after the class. So again, if you need to recap content, you can do that via the recordings. Or if by any chance life happens, like today, and you miss a class or you get late to a class, you have a way to recap what went on that particular class, okay? And the video will be published on e.Centennial. And usually I send a reminder every class with a quick recap of what happened during the week. Okay, so assignments. We have 4 assignments. Each assignment is 10%. Each assignment is built on top of each other. So assignment 4, you're going to use assignment 3, which you're going to use assignment 2, and you're going to use assignment 1. So it's a continuous build process. It's one project that you're going to be building on top of each other. Each assignment is worth 10%. And collaboration versus copying. Plagiarism. What is collaboration? Anyone has an opinion about the difference between collaboration and copying? Please.
Well, collaboration is when you're working together with someone, so you discuss the code, for example, if you're working on one assignment. So you discuss what you want from this, and maybe you share opinions, etc. So not copying, but coming up to, for example, one solution that can be better.
Exactly. So there's nothing wrong with collaboration. Assignments are individual assignments, okay? So you have to do them on your own, but nothing is stopping you from talking to your friends, discussing, how you did this, how you did that. At the end, you're not going to be copying their files, but you're going to be exchanging information. That's not a problem. No problem at all. However, what I don't want to see is a copy of somebody else's project. I've been doing this for 20 years, so I know when a project, when a piece of code is a copy from another one. I know that. And the thing that breaks my heart is when I have to give a 0. Because this is the same as this, which is the same as that, which is the same as that. Every semester this happens. And that's why I usually try to make a harder point here to make sure that we don't come across that. Because again, I will know, because I do this for a long time. It's very hard to copy without, you know, letting the person that will check the codes that, you know, you have copied, you know. Very hard. So, again, nothing wrong with collaboration, but no copying, please. If I see copying, I'll give 0 to who copied and who provides. It doesn't matter if the person who provided is the most expert in the class, knows more than me. I'll give 0 to both. And I don't care who copied from whom. Okay, so again, just making this clear. If you feel the need to copy, it's because there's something wrong, there's something going wrong. Maybe you're not getting the content, you're not understanding something. So come to me. Come to me, and I'll listen to you. I'll listen to whatever problems you are going through, and I'll work with you. But let's be proactive. Let's not do this in the final class, 2 weeks from the end of the semester. Let's do this proactively. If you feel that you're not getting it, come to me. We will work it out. We will work things out, not afterwards. Okay? Any questions about this? Okay. 2 tests. Each test 20%. The difference between memorizing and understanding. Any guesses out there? Anyone can tell me a little bit about that? Memorizing and understanding. Go ahead. Exactly. I mean, I can tell my 7-year-olds what MVC is to my kids. She can recite that back to me. But does it mean that she understood that? Not really, isn't it? Not really. So why am I bringing this here? Because my tests, they are open book, they are open browser, they are open computer, they are open Visual Studio, they are open book, they are open whatever, except open friend. It's not open friend. Okay? But it's open. I mean, again, you can use whatever resources you have available to you. I don't memorize lines of codes. I don't memorize syntax. I'm always searching. I'm always referring back to my notes. Why am I going to spend whatever is left here to memorize code? I don't. I have my notes. So the same thing here. Tests, open book. The first one is hands-on, practical. It's a project. You're going to sit down for an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes, and do some coding. And you're going to deliver a piece of code at the end of it. You're going to upload that to e.Centennial. The second test, the final one, is a multiple choice one. Again, open book. It doesn't mean that it's easy, but it's multiple choice. Okay? So it's about 40 to 50 questions, multiple choice. Okay? Any questions? The dates for those tests, for those assignments, they will start to show up as we go along, okay? Team project, there is one team project which is worth 20%. I will pick the teams or I will make them random, okay? So either random or I'll pick the teams. In the market there, in the industry, you will not be picking your teams. People will pick your teams for you, okay? So I want you to get started, to get used to the concept of somebody else is picking my team for me. You're not going to be partnering with your friends over there because you need to, again, part of being in college is to be exposed to what you're going to get exposed out there in the industry, okay? So the project is worth 20%. It's done towards the end of the semester. There are 3 parts to the project. One is a proposal, which is just a document, a half a page, 1-page document that you're going to be proposing which features are you going to be implementing. The second part is the actual codes that you have to upload. And the third part is a 10 to 15 minutes presentation that you're going to be doing in front of the class as a group, okay? And usually that is done in the very last day of the class. Okay? Great. Any questions? Again, if you have any questions at any point, let me know. I don't want to make this a monologue. Okay, the good news. How about some good news here? I mean, just tough. Good news is that if you come to class, and put it this way, the class that I have given 229 last semester, nobody that came to class that did the assignments, that did the bonus, nobody failed. The ones who failed were the ones that didn't come to class, that didn't take the tests, that didn't do the assignments. And none of those are impossible to get done. So again, if you come to class, and I'll explain the bonus in a second, if you do the bonus, if you do the assignments, if you do the things that you have to do, you're going to get through this. You're going to see that it's a tough course. It's very code heavy, except for the first 2 classes. But after that, it's code after code after code. It's hands-on, a lot of hands-on. What are the bonus? Well, this is a way that you can get some extra points to go towards your final mark. I have a total of 10 bonus chances. Each bonus is worth 1%. Usually, if you just submit them, you're going to get them, unless you wrote something that has nothing to do with the class. We're talking about coding, you talk about butterflies for some reason. That won't make sense. But again, if you just upload your bonus questions, usually it's give me the 3 takeaways from this lesson, and then you just write them down in a Word document. You upload to e.Centennial, you got your bonus. Again, usually there's no right or wrong in the bonus. It's just about, did I do it? Yes or no. Now, I'm very strict to when the bonus needs to be delivered. Usually, the bonus are delivered at the end of the class. I'll have very clear dates and times for them. There's no bonus for today. Well, 1, I'm late. And 2, there will be no content. There was no technical content today. Well, there will be a bit, but not too much. So the first one will be delivered by the end of Monday, the end of our class on Monday. I'll leave the last 10 to 20 minutes of our class for you to, hey, let's do our bonus now. The first bonus will be about the notes from the first technical session that we're going to have, which is on Monday. I'm going to ask you to take your notes as you go along, and then at the end, submit them. Okay? I'll explain that more on Monday. Each bonus is slightly different. Again, it might be the 3 takeaways. It might be that I ask you to do something at home, and you have to upload. But again, they are not complicated, and you have a chance to add an extra 10% to your final grades at the end. And it's also part of your learning, because, I mean, yes, we are here we don't want to fail, but we want to learn as well. So there's a lot of learning that will go on here, and bonus is a big part of that. Any questions?
Is it 1% or 10%?
It's 1% for each bonus. So we have 10 bonus activities, so you're going to have the chance to get up to 10%. Okay? So again, 1% each of the bonus. Okay? Anything else? Okay. Course outline. Course outline is available in Centennial. I'm gonna open it and reveal it a little bit here. Let me have a look. That is how I record. I record the screen that I share with you, and I record my voice as well. And then again, within a day or 2, I put this together and I send an email, let you know that it's available. So this is section number 6. So if you go to your e.Centennial, if you go to content, every week I will be adding the next week over there. So, well, I guess it doesn't show up there that well. Anyway, so if you go to General, and if you click on comp229 f19, you're going to see the course outline. Let's have a quick look there. I'm not going to go line by line. I'm just going to do a brief overview here. Oh, I see. Because this is a screen. I see. So the prerequisites for this course, you have to have knowledge of C#. Maybe you have done 1, 2, 3 with me, maybe not, but you should have knowledge of C# programming 2, some object-oriented programming. You should have, I think this is the front end, so you should have some front end background. We're not going to be using JavaScript a lot, just a little bit. You're going to be using some HTML, some CSS. So basic knowledge of HTML is enough. Basic knowledge of CSS is enough. If you need some help with that, I have the next slide, the next PowerPoint. I have some resources that you can get to have a look. And if you need a recap on CSS and a recap on HTML, you can do them. It's a 1 hour crash courses. The last one is 1 to 2, which I think it's database related. So you need to have some database basic knowledge because you're going to be using databases. You're going to be storing information in the database. You're going to be retrieving information from the database. So a little bit of that is required. If you have any problems with that, let me know. Work with me in the beginning. Let's deal with any problems that you may have about them. Okay? Let me scroll down to the... So the evaluation scheme, just what I went through. Assignments, we have 4. Then we have a practical test. We have a team project. And we have the last test, which is a multiple choice. Bonuses are not mentioned here because I was the one that came up with those. So it's on top of those here. But again, remember that bonuses are optional. I won't be taking, points from you if you don't deliver the bonus. It's just a bonus. Okay. So a little bit about the content here. So first class is really more of a recap. I like to do a bit of introduction here. I like to do a bit of web development general introduction. We're going to be doing that on Monday. I will talk a little bit about HTTP protocol. What are we covering in the first 2 classes? Again, it's just a foundation for what is up to come, but you're not going to be asked or you're not going to be, covering things that most likely that they will not be new to you. It's more about HTML, CSS, HTTP, the basic foundation of what you're going to be covering going forward. From second week on, we're going to be starting MVC. Who knows what MVC stands for? Model View Controller. When I first came across MVC, it was a shock to me because I came from a very traditional coding perspective, and MVC broke all the concepts that I had in my mind about pages. In each page you access via URL, and you have a code behind in the page. MVC is different. If you have experience with web development, and if you have not seen MVC before, you're going to get a little bit of a shock there because it is different. But we're going to go through it. We're going to get this done. After that, we're going to do a simple exercise. It usually takes 2 classes. It's called... It's a bulking, and actually I'll be sharing that at the end of next class. What is that? The first exercise is a simple one. It's a bulking guest form. You're going to be having a form that you can book people to go, party invites. It's called party invites. So it's a form that you sign up to go to this party. Okay, so usually it takes 2 classes. But after that, for the first half of the semester, we're going to be going through a lengthy exercise, a lengthy project, which is called Sports Store. It's kind of an e-commerce application that you're going to be creating step by step. You're going to be going through, actually, let me see if I can show you this. So half of this book is about that exercise. The first half of this book goes through that sports store. So you're going to go through it step by step. If you ask me, do I have to buy? I would recommend you to buy. I would recommend you to maybe get the digital version. However you can get a hold of this, get it, because it will be very useful as we go through. Now, will there be alternatives to buying the book? Yeah, I'll be providing plenty of links, plenty of extra resources that this becomes optional. But again, you would benefit a lot from getting this big guy here, okay? So the first half of the semester, again, is, if you need to take a note of this book, I mean, you can come in afterwards, but the first half is going through this exercise, and then as we go through this project, we're gonna go superficially through a lot of concepts, a lot of new things. The second half of the semester, in a way, we're gonna revisit the concepts that we have gone through in the first half, but you're gonna go a little bit deeper on them, okay? You're gonna see a lot of video contents. I use video quite a lot. I would ask you, if you have a headset, bring a headset to class, because a lot of what you're gonna be doing will be using video as a way to reinforce or to assist us through some of the exercises. So again, bring in your bags there, one headset if you can. So that will be helpful, because each one of you may be going through in a different pace. So again, you can have your own private session there. It's not all video based, but there is a lot of video related content here. Okay, so as I said, I won't go line by line, but that's basically it. It's all about MVC. You're gonna see that MVC, there are so many aspects to MVC, so many moving parts, so many things that at first will be, but why am I putting this line here? And you just have to believe. You just have to believe that that line will work. Sometimes we'll know why we put the line there. Sometimes we just say, you know what? I know that I have to put this line here, and let's move on. Okay. Questions? I'm just blasting here. Anything? Sure.
Are assignments going to be based only on what we're covering in this class, or we have to know something more to do our assignments?
Okay, so you have prerequisites for this course. So you have to know a little bit of front end. You have to know a little bit of HTML. You have to know a little bit of CSS.
I mean, something that
Advanced?
Yes, something that is not
No.
covered in this course, so something new or something more that wasn't covered yet in this course.
No, the assignments will be based on what we have covered so far. So again, as we go along, the assignments will be based on that. Does that answer?
Yeah.
Yes, we are only using Visual Studio. We're going to be using Visual Studio 2017. There is one of the slides here, which at some point I'll get through it. It's how you can download Visual Studio. If you want to download it on your own laptops, on your own computers, you can via Centennial. You have to log in with your Centennial credentials, and then you can download. We're going to be using Visual Studio 2017. Edison, why are we not using? We are in 2019. Why are we not using 2019? Well, the content, the book, it's all based on Visual Studio 2017. The same concepts, the same processes will follow through, will work on 2019 as well. At some point, the book will get updated. At some point, the course will get updated. But for now, in your computers as well, in your workstations, we have 2017. That's what we're going to be using. But again, it doesn't mean that we are studying on something that is outdated. No, I have Visual Studio 2019. It behaves very similar to 2017. Again, the knowledge experience is completely transferable from 2017 to 2019. Okay, does that answer? Yeah. Okay, so where are we here? Okay, and again, I'll follow very closely what is being discussed in the outline. Attendance, I'll be taking attendance, except today, because I was the one missing the class. But I'll be taking attendance not because that will impact your grades, but just because if you come to me at the end of the semester and you say, hey, I'm having a problem, I'm having this, I'm having that, I'm going to check your attendance. Oh, are you coming? Okay, so you're coming, let's talk. You're not coming at all at the end of the semester? Okay, how come? Why? So again, I'll be taking attendance, but not because it will impact your grades, but just because I want to keep track of what's going on. Actually, after the first 4 weeks, 5 weeks, if you're not coming to class frequently, I'm going to give a list to the student advisor to say, hey, those students are not coming to class. I'll reach out to you, I'll try to work it out with you if you're having a problem. But again, you have to be around. And not just because I'm recording, it doesn't mean that you don't have to come to class. Actually, here's the thing, the bonus, they are just for the ones that are coming to class, okay? That's the other thing that I forgot. That is a funny slide because I got late the first day, but it's still true. If I don't come to class, I will let you know via email. I don't know, maybe something happened, like today, but today I was coming. So what I was gonna say is that if you come to class and you don't see an email from me, I'll still be coming to class, okay? Now, if I'm for whatever reason, I don't come, I'll let you know via email, check your email. If you come in, check your email, see what's going on. Sometimes I get late. Sometimes, for no reason, I get crazy like today and I got late. I will not send an email if I'm in a coma. That's the only time that I will not send an email, okay? But aside of that, I will send an email. I will let you know, okay? Thank you for the one, I don't know who sent me the email. I mean, can you tell me who sent the email? Because it helped me to, anyway, so one of you sent me an email. Thank you, whoever it was it. Okay, a little bit of tools. I would assume that most of you will have a class after this, correct? No? Yes? Yep. Yeah, so again, what I could do is I could stretch things out a little bit longer. At least for 10 minutes I will. But yeah, because the next class that I'm going to have is just 6:30, which was my entire mixed up. Anyway, we're going to be using eCentennial quite a lot for assignments, uploads, communication. I'll be posting things on the news section. Again, you're gonna see weekly recaps that I post on. If you click the very top there, you're gonna go to this news area where I put this welcome video. I'm gonna put our recaps there as well. I'll be sending emails with recaps. You cannot tell me that you didn't know about things because I'll be reminding you quite a lot about everything that's going on here in multiple ways. Email, this place here, the first things that I usually do at the beginning of the class is work through reminders of what needs to be done, what needs to be delivered. Okay, so again, eCentennial is the first that we're going to be using a lot. Padlet is the next one. I use that quite a lot for in-class interaction. I have it open all the time, actually not today because of the mess up, but I'll keep this open. You make a note of this URL because, and this is 006 in your case because this is section number 6. So again, padlet.com/ederson/006. This is a place that if you want to ask a question, maybe if you're shy, you don't want to, I don't know, raise your hand there, you can ask a question via this tool. I'll be checking back and forth this tool quite a lot, so I'll be doing, an alt tab here, looking at what's going on with that. Let me open that one here. Okay. Okay, so, oops, that's another one. So for each class, I have one of those. So it looks like this. You can click the plus button and you can ask a question, you can make a comment. Maybe I'm going to ask a question here. I'll ask you to write your comments there. You can make it anonymous. You can put your name. I have a few things there. By the way, after this class, I'm going to follow up with an email. I'm going to ask you to fill out a survey. We're not going to do right now because of how late I got here. And this has to do with that. I'll send information about that via email. There is no bonus about that. It's more of a survey that I get to know you a little bit better. Okay? But again, Padlet is one of the tools. Nearpod is another one. Padlet does not require registration. Nearpod does not require registration. I use Nearpods to do quizzes, quick quiz during the class. I may give some content, and I'll ask a few questions, and I'll give 5 minutes, and then you fill it out. I'll see how you are understanding the content, so I use Nearpods also quite a lot. YouTube. when I post the video, I'll let you know. I'll post on e.Centennial as well. So you don't necessarily need to keep looking at YouTube, but it is there. It's where I post the videos, but I post them unlisted. I don't post them publicly, so only people that knows the playlist, that knows the link, will see them. So it's not really searchable. I mean, it's not discoverable on YouTube. Slack, it's another link that I'll be sending to you. Who knows what Slack is? Anyone has used Slack before? Yep. What is it? Anyone can explain me? Communication, is it? Okay, so I'm experimenting with using Slack in class. So I'll be sending you an invitation. You can use your Centennial email. You can use a personal email. It's up to you which email you're going to use. Use the one, I recommend that you use the one that you use the most, that you check the most. We're going to be using Slack to share files. I mean, it's very easy to just drag and drop a file to Slack. Okay, it has web clients, it has desktop applications, it has mobile applications. So again, we're going to be using that a little bit. Okay, so we're going to I'll go for 5 more minutes here. If you have to leave, that's fine. If you can stay, that's fine as well. How are we going to do this? Okay, I'm just going to try to go through it quickly here. Breaks. I think that we should have one break after 1 hour, 5 minutes break, just between, because we are having a Friday class and a Monday class, correct? So let's have 5 minutes after the first hour, so we can, maybe get some water, get something. Usually I take this as a vote, but I think it's important to have a break. I'm just gonna move straight here. Food. I'll just ask, is it okay to bring food, all kinds of foods, no foods? Tell me. What is that? No food? Well, you know what? I don't care about that plate, that little sign there, to be honest. If I'm hungry, I'm hungry, Now, it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that I'll be eating here a sandwich, with mayonnaise and ketchup dripping all over me, or eating crackers that will be, cracking. But my theory is that dried foods that will not be too messy, it's fine. We just have 2 hours. So again, 2 hours is very reasonable. I have a lot of sessions that we are having 4 hours straight with me. So I'd say that dry foods. Anyone has a different opinion? Usually, again, I take a quiz, not a quiz, a poll. But anyone has any questions, maybe a different opinion? You can disagree with me. That's fine. I'm here to be disagreed upon. Okay, language, that's a big one. Big topic here. Is it okay to speak your own mother tongue in little groups, or should we establish that this is English only? Okay, the voice seems to be loud there, English only. Is that it? Yeah? I took a vote in another class, and they said it's okay to speak other languages. Now, regardless, if we are in a class like this, that I'm talking here, or someone is explaining something here, we should pay attention to that. We should not have little conversations, not in English nor in whatever language it is. If we have some group work there, as long as it's not going overboard, but let's try to keep it to English, because if you plan to work here, by here I mean here in Canada, you're going to be working in English most likely, okay? So let's use this as yet another opportunity to practice what you're going to see out there in the industry, okay? So can we agree on having most of it English? Can we do that? Is that okay? Okay. And I'll leave this one for next class. We can talk about this. Let's see if there's anything else here. Again, there are things that I don't want to rush. Recording, I mentioned a little bit. It's not a way for you to avoid skip class. But again, I'll not push. I know that some of you will have classes, and I won't push this anymore. Once again, I'm really sorry for the mess up. Coming Monday, we're going to straighten things out, and we're going to smooth sailing.
So I want to know, is this the theory class or lab class?
This particular one?
Yeah.
This particular, well, this is the first one. So this is supposed to be the theory one, but I'm not going to follow it 100%, to be honest, because I have 2 opportunities with you every week. I'll follow through with the content. If I feel that in a class it's more lab-oriented, I'll make it lab-oriented. By the way, I'll be doing things in a very different way. You're going to have some homework to do. You're going to need at least an hour a week to do something at home. More about that on Monday. But again, I'm not very traditional, okay? So I do things in a slightly different way. Okay, did I answer your question? Yep.
So the bonus as opposed to here, we're not supposed to
Yeah, don't worry about the bonus right now, because I think that even the bonus is about Monday, okay? So the bonus that is there, it's about Monday. Monday, you're going to cover that, you're going to go through that. But don't worry about bonus right now. Monday, we talk more about that, okay? Have a good weekend, and then once again, sorry, and sorry again.